Hey there riders, Moto Journo Kris here, and you are probably wondering, if you're interested in the Tenere 700, how it matches up in the ergonomics, and that's a good question. This is a bike which has an 880mm seat height that is lowerable with a lowering link and a lower seat height to 845mm, which brings it into a kind of a much more, I guess, inviting seat height for a lot of shorter riders. I'm 180 centimeters tall, I am on the leggy side, and I thought I'd give you an idea of basically what the Tenere 700 is like. I find it very, very manageable. It's not very top heavy, but obviously being an adventure touring style bike, it's more top heavy than, you know, your regular naked bike or even, you know, a super sport bike or anything like that, or any of the Lamb's options. However, it's an easy to handle thing and it's got quite comfortable ergonomics all around. Now, jumping on the bike, I find it's got a very natural seating position. The bars are quite wide, so my arms are kind of coming out a little bit. And on top of that, I think my arms are probably flat. Or maybe inclined down a little bit. So for me, quite natural. But if you're a much smaller rider, you might find that you're reaching up a little bit. I think the ergonomics of this bike are well designed to suit a wide variety of riders. So I think for most people, they're gonna find that good. I don't know if you can see, I have got the balls of my feet down. I am in my City Adventure 2 boots, which have a little bit more sole than say my regular sport boots that I wear most of the time. But this would be what I was wearing on this kind of bike. And so that gives me a little bit more reach to the ground, but I can quite comfortably get both of the balls of my feet down. And if I'm looking at just, you know, sitting on the bike with one foot down, it's a very easy full foot down to the ground for me. As I said, I'm 180 centimeters. I'll give an inseam length up somewhere on the screen just to give you an idea. And it doesn't matter which side of the bike, I can get 1 foot down flat with great confidence. One thing I did notice with someone else on the bike, bringing that rear suspension down a little bit, it made it very easy to flat foot. So I'm 70 kilos, doubling that with someone on the back obviously brought the ride height down a little bit just from compressing all that suspension. And when that was the case, I could very easily reach the ground. But I think it's good. I think it's a nice all-round ergonomic that's going to suit a wide variety of riders. If you're significantly shorter than 180 centimeters, like me, I think you may start to have issues. You may start to notice that height and have a little bit of difficulty getting on and off the bike, and that may affect your confidence. But in reality, I think because it's such a nicely balanced bike overall, and it carries its weight quite well, it's not like you're feeling like you're having to struggle with the weight of the bike. I think it's an easy thing to handle as long as you can get a little bit of traction with the ground with your feet. Now you do also have a reasonable seat on the rear for a pillion, quite a comfortable seat. It's flat, it comes up into the tank. It makes it very, very comfortable for say an hour or two at a time. After that, I find I start to kind of sink through the foam of the seat. But I think if you can manage 2 hours on most bikes, you're doing quite well. And on an adventure style bike, obviously you're standing up most of the time when you're off-road, and so that means that the seat is less of a consideration from comfort. But being quite a narrow seat and giving good grip for your knees does mean that it's very easy to do that. So when it comes to standing up on the bike, I am going to put a little bit of stress on that stand. And as you can see, nice, easy, kind of natural, upright position when you're standing on the bike. I can grip with my knees. I wouldn't mind a little bit more grip on this section of the bike, this panel here. As you can see, it's actually quite worn from where people have been gripping that with their knees. I guess I could move a little bit further back and grip the seat, which also works quite well because then you've got something softer and grippier to grip with your knees, and you've got plenty of control through those front bars, which obviously is important when you're off-road. And I did find it was very comfortable doing kind of longer distances standing up like this on the bike in the gravel and on the unsealed roads. So I definitely recommend, if you're interested in this bike, checking it out. As I said, at 180 centimeters, I find it a very easy machine to jump onto. I'm happy enough getting both feet to the ground with the balls of my feet. I can get a foot flat, and obviously you've got some options there which would allow you to lower that seat height and make it an even easier kind of machine to jump onto if you're a shorter rider, which is going to be important for some people. And I think, you know, having that smaller capacity engine, that 700cc capacity engine, and not being as heavy as some of the bigger adventure bikes, this is probably going to be an interesting option for someone smaller who wants a proper adventure bike without going down to like a dirt bike or a dual sport, and doesn't want the overwhelming size and weight that some of those bigger bikes have. So definitely worth a look in. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to sub, hit that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've got any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.